Researchers from Portugal's Universidade de Porto looked at more than 1,000 men between the ages of 18 and 45 and found that those who were drinking more than one sugary drink a day, about 11 cans a week, were far more likely to show signs of male pattern baldness. Whew. So what does that mean for gentlemen who maybe enjoy the occasional can of Coke or Sprite? Well, to find to get a bit more details on those findings and what we should take away from them, I'm joined now on the line by Dr. Shivani Wadhwa, who's a dermatologist at Fakeeh University Hospital. Dr. Shivani, thank you so much for joining me on the line. Okay, so is this something you're seeing in your hospitals? Do you see people who drink lots of fizzy drinks and also experience hair loss? Does it play out in your practice?
Hello, thank you. Thank you, first of all, for having me here. I can tell you from my practice, yes, definitely we are seeing this male pattern or what we call as familial type of hair loss. We are seeing it more often now, and we are also seeing it at a much earlier ages now, wherein it used to come in 40s and 50s earlier. Now we are seeing a lot of patients with a male pattern hair loss in their 20s and 30s. This could definitely be because of the change in the dietary patterns, as we see many of the patients who take, many of the people take Cokes, like, the regular drinks. So definitely this association is seen in clinical practice.
Okay, so what is the connection? What did the study find about that link between sugary drinks and hair loss? Because you wouldn't naturally put the two together.
Yeah. Definitely there is a correlation and there is an explanation for that. These sugary drinks contain a lot of sugar, as you know. So one can would have approximately 8 teaspoons of sugar. That's an average. It can have more as well. So if you're taking sugar, so much of simple sugar or a direct glucose, your body needs insulin to metabolize it, right? So when you have these drinks, the sugar level will go high, which in turn will cause the body to secrete a lot of insulin. When it is happening at a chronic level, when you do it repeatedly, there are repeated insulin spikes happening in the body. So there is a lot of insulin there. This insulin actually acts on the body to cause increase in the DHT levels. Now, what is DHT? DHT is dihydrotestosterone. It is a male hormone which is implicated in this type of hair loss. Yeah. So this DHT, it is in the hair roots, and this causes this type of a hair fall or a hair loss, which happens in, familial or the genetic type of hair loss. So insulin causes increased production of DHT. Insulin also causes increased conversion of testosterone to DHT. So when you're taking a lot of sugar, when there is high level of insulin in the body, or if there is insulin resistance, all these are going to increase the DHT in the blood and in the hair root. And this DHT causes this type of hair fall.
Wow. Okay. Gosh, so there's a direct causational link there that clearly we need quite a lot more research on. I mean, this is an interesting study, but only based on 1,000 men. I think it could be, it'd be great to get a much bigger, expanded research study done. I know, especially because hair loss is something that concerns men. In fact, we've had a text message in here. Michael says that he's worried that he's going to go bald. He drinks too many fizzy drinks, at least 2 a day. What would be your recommendations to people like Michael?
Definitely he should reduce it as early as possible.
It's obvious, isn't
recommendations as such. Like, as you said, once in a while you can have a sip, but it actually, I think it has become a habit for many people. I see people having food, and along with that, they're having a sugar drink, which is very unhealthy, not only for the hair, actually. Of course, it's not good for the hair, but for so many other things. It has been related to insulin resistance, and it has been related to cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, obesity, so many things. These would happen gradually. I think that's why people don't understand at a very young age. Yeah, it would show its effects only after you have done it for a long period of time. So it is high time that we understand this and we reduce it to just, having a sip sometimes, occasionally, when it's really required. Don't make it a habit to have those drinks at a regular basis.
How about diet drinks? Are they okay because they don't have real sugar in them? They have that fake sugar.
They don't have the sugar. So maybe this issue would not come. But, those kind of artificial sweetness have their own concerns, have their own issues. So Yeah, better to avoid these.
So I'm intrigued by this study and the impact of, in drinking lots of sugar, because I always thought that, stress and genetics actually play a huge role in hair thinning. I actually thought that if you were male and your mum had thin hair, then you were more likely to go bald. Is that true, or is it, which line does it go down?
Oh, that is true. Definitely, that is true. It is a familial pattern of hair loss. But what happens because of the familial tendency, also same thing is happening. The DHT is acting there. So if you have it in the family, somebody has it in the family, then their hair roots are very sensitive to this DHT. But when you are in addition taking the sugar drinks as well, then DHT is further increased. You already have a high sensitivity, and again DHT is also more there. So it will happen much more earlier.
Really fantastic advice there. Thank you so much, Dr. Shivani, for joining us on the line. We really appreciate your time here on The Agenda. I know it's a very, very important topic for men around the world, and indeed women. Women suffer from hair loss as well. So that's Dr. Shivani Wadhwa there, dermatologist at Fakeeh University Hospital. Thank you very much.
The Agenda on Dubai Eye 103.